Yes, I am Gege Sugue and I am a book addict. But I'm not alone because I am with a group of people who enable the addiction. These are people who love, adore, worship, collect, more like amass, and sometimes read books. But I'm not here to talk about books. I'm here to talk about people. As I was preparing for this talk, I stumbled upon a site by somebody who has labeled herself as the book club queen. And Her Royal Highness said that it is not about the book, it's about fellowship, it's about community. So let me share to you the story of my community. It's called Flips Flipping Pages. Alright, flips is slang for Filipinos. Some people think it's derogatory. It doesn't have to be. And we love flipping the pages of books. Last time I looked, there were 1,433 members online. That's ultra high, bloated. That's bloated really because 90% of that would be inactive, and 10% and 5% are lurkers, and I guess about 100 to 200 people are actually going online at participating in discussions. So we're 4 years old. Say happy birthday to us.
Happy birthday!
Okay, and we meet online. That's not enough for us. We have to meet offline as well. We had our first eyeball in 2008, and we've been meeting every month since then. Okay, and there. So we're present online. This is our home, shelfari.com. This is like Facebook for book geeks, as we like to call ourselves. Okay, so like Facebook, you have your profile page. So this is my profile page. I'm island hopper at night, and also in the wee hours of the morning when I'm actively online. And so as you can see, there's a brief overview about me, and there's my books are featured here. I actually have a shelf of books I want, books I have, books I read, books I'm reading, and books and the books that I love. So I have several shelves here to supplement the bookshelves I have at home. And aside from that, like Facebook, we also have groups. Okay, so one of those groups that I joined is Flips Flipping Pages. This is where we are online, Flips Flipping Pages. So there's a profile of our what the group is all about. Plus, just to give you an example of some of the discussions that we have. Okay, so this was picked up as a print screen from about 2 years ago. So you see, we talk about deep stuff like stratification of readers. I don't know. We talk about Filipinos in movies and books. In books, etc. So we're very smart and deep people. Of course, I had to choose the slide that works. And we're also present in Multiply, but I guess like a lot of you, we frequent Facebook more often. So we're also in Facebook. So there, we have very deep postings there about grammar and stuff. Okay. We also meet online. So here we are in one of our face-to-face discussions. We discussed Para Kay B by Ricky Lee, and he was there with us. So there, our very first book we discussed in May 2008 was Jan Martel's novel Life of Pi. And since then, we've met every month. We only failed September of 2 years ago because of Ondoy. That was the only time when we just moved it. So we've discussed a variety of genres, a variety of books. This is our most recent. So as you can see, most of them are in the English language. Okay, we've discussed Ilustrado, a Filipino book, but it's in English as well. We've discussed Para Kay B, which is in Taglish, and a graphic novel, Chacha Sadurna, which is in Taglish and Bekimon. The rest are English, right? That's us in one of our meetings. So let me share with you. That's my assignment today, they said, is to give you tips on how to set up a book club for fun specifically. So if you're a teacher and you want to uplift the literary standards of your school, this is not the thing for you. This is a book club for fun. And to set up a book club is really a very complex process. It's just, I have to use a diagram to show you the steps. First step, build it. Second step, they will come. So as the founder of the book club, especially the online version. I wish I could say that I had foresight. I had this vision that was noble and uplifting. No, I couldn't sleep. I still am an insomniac, and somebody invited me into Shalfari, and I got hooked. Okay, I said, Eureka, this is the place for me. I can catalog my books online without having to use Excel. And I enjoyed it. Then I discovered that there were groups, and I started joining groups. I joined the Margaret Atwood group, the group for writers, and all sorts of groups. And I was looking SCR. Remember, when you're Filipinos, you go abroad, you start looking for other Filipinos, right? So I started looking for the Filipino group, and for some reason, I couldn't find them. So I set up my own group, and again, no vision, no foresight. I had 3 friends in Shalfari. I invited them. I invited my sister, and then eventually, that wasn't enough, obviously, so I started trawling the other sites and stalking the Filipinos there and inviting them to Shalfari, and that's it. And 4 years later, we have 1,400 members. Right, so that's really all you need to know. Build it and they will come, because people need to talk about books, right? My other assignment is talk about how to sustain it. So we've been 4 years as a club. How do we sustain it? The steps are more complex this time. We have 4 instead of 2. Okay, so the heart is to have book discussions. And our monthly book discussions are the sustaining factor. That's the factor that sustains us. So the 4 steps really, number 1, select the book. Number 2, read the book. This is important, okay? It's not optional. Number 3, talk about the books. Let's read the whole process. And step 4 is repeat every month. That's how you sustain your book club. So I think I'm done almost in the assignment. So let me just talk about our club, because we never tire of talking about flipping pages. Okay, so let me just give you a picture of what happens in an FFP meeting. Okay, first, what happens before the meeting? Last quarter of 2010, we already have decided on the 12 books that we will discuss for this year. Every month, we've assigned 1 book for every month, except January, where we talk about the best and the worst, and December, which is really more our Christmas party. Okay, but we have a book for every month, and we also assign the moderators for each discussion. So October is coming soon. We just switched September and October, so this September we're discussing Woman in Black, to be moderated by Peter. That's Susan Hill. So when the moderator knows that the month is coming up, he starts preparing. He opens a forum or a thread at Shalfari to get people's opinions about the dates. Usually we meet on a Saturday afternoon, almost always. And then he talks about possible places, okay, what food to serve, etc. And he gets all these opinions until finally we decide on the logistics. And, these are some of the shortlisted books as we try to choose. Okay. Then the moderator posts an invitation online in Facebook. Okay, so this is also a good way to bring non-members who are interested in the book into the discussions. So we also get to expand our membership there. So this is our upcoming. You're all invited. Okay, September 24th. September 24th.
Yeah, 24.
There you go. Let's discuss Woman in Black by Peter. Okay, by Susan Hill. Okay, and then in the meeting, this is the exciting part, we always have a pre-activity. You need to warm up the people so that they're ready when the discussion comes. Plus, Filipino time, when you say 2 o'clock, people start arriving 4. So the waiting, we want to use our waiting time productively, so we have pre-activities. So when we discussed Japanese literature, Honey was there, teacher Honey taught us origami. Okay, so it was Japanese. Then when we discussed art and fiction, Blue Singson, our art expert from Ilustrador ng Kabataan, gave us art lessons here at the Koi Pond in Greenbelt. So she taught us how to draw, okay, in an afternoon. Well, the best she could. And then when we discussed Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett, we went to, it's a novel about cathedrals. So we went to a 400-year-old cathedral in the Philippines, all steel, and we even had a tour guide who gave us the story of how the cathedral was built and how now, at present, it's just in danger of being demolished by rust and time. So when we discussed the Joy Luck Club, okay, we we watched the play before it, by repertory. So some of us didn't like the book, but they liked the play. So they appreciated the book that spawned such a visual feast. And that's what the pre-activity really is for, more than just a way to wait productively. It's a way to enrich the reading experience. Because when you're reading, it's just your visual, it's just the words and your imagination. But when you have your pre-activity, it gives a sensory dimension to the experience. You start reading, seeing, feeling, tasting, smelling. Okay, take a look at this one. Just so you won't think that readers are sedentary, lazy people who like to travel in their armchair. We got dirty and sweaty, and we had paintball to prepare for the Hunger Games. So that's red over there. So those activities really enrich the reading experience for us. Okay, finally we have the heart of the meeting, which is the discussion itself. We usually gather around the table and we discuss the book. Okay, so there you are. We have, yes, most of the time we're posing for the cameras as well, while trying to look like we're discussing something. And it's not very clear, but let's say that for blindness, we discussed Cesar Namago's blindness. Peter and I co-moderated, and we had to prepare before that. We had to come up with interesting discussion starters, questions. Okay, most of them, sometimes we come up with our own questions, and most of the time we Google there. And then we put them in little nice cards. So we have different gimmicks of presenting this, okay, so that every meeting is different. So here we put them in little cards, and every person picked one, answered a question, and then opened the discussion to the group. So everybody gets a chance to talk.